Jesus, we want to lift you up and give you the glory and the honor that you deserve. And each one of us here today, I know that each one of the graduates especially, sang this song because they mean it and they want to give their lives, their dreams, their hopes, and their plans, to surrender them into your hands and to be useful vessels in your kingdom, to impact this world, to make a difference in this world for Christ. Thank you. For you, Jesus, all for the glory of your wonderful name, we pray this. Amen. All right, you may be seated.
So the next item we have on the program is we have some 8th graders and homeschool families that are being recognized for accomplishing 8 years. And I want to call, I think I have the families right. If I could call the Alert, Combs, Hans, Nisleys, and Stolzfus up with your 8th grader. And you can stand over here at Alerts first. Alerts, Combs, Hans, Nisleys, Stolzfus. And if you have a diploma, you can present it. If you don't have a diploma, just mention, you don't have any grade? Okay, so you don't have any grade. Oh, you do? Okay. So if you don't have a diploma, that's fine. You just introduce your son or daughter. Okay, it's my privilege to introduce to you Josiah Stolzfus. And he is actually finishing 8th grade. He has done an excellent job. And so Josiah, I want to bless you for all your hard work, your good attitude this year. Thank you.
Two-thirds of our family is graduating from the 8th grade this year. Isaac, David Nisley, and Sarah Elizabeth Nisley, and so we'll be presenting their diplomas. Congratulations, Sarah.
Hi, we're parents of Rachel Han. This year, Rachel started studying languages. We found that she has a gift for languages. And we would like to just have a blessing for her, that she would use that language to communicate with those people who are, don't know Christ. So we thank you, we thank God for that gift that He has given to Rachel.
This year, Matthew is graduating from 8th grade, and he has a minor in farming, but this certificate is for science.
For Ariel Dominique, I've witnessed firsthand all of the hours, hard work, and the effort, some late nights. This is very well deserved. And in particular, the class that I enjoyed most was your work in the kitchen.
some comments have been made about blessings on the students, and I'd like for us just to all join together in asking God's blessings on these 8th graders. Let's pause and pray. Father, we are indebted to you for all the incredible gifts you've given us, and one of those gifts is the everlasting souls of our children. Thank you so much for them, Lord, and thank you for this opportunity to reach this milestone in the journey of preparing for the call you have on each of their lives. And Lord, thank you for that call, and thank you that it's a call greater than all of us collectively together could come up with. And I thank you that you're able to give each of them an eternal vision in their pursuit of preparation. And so I ask that tonight you would just bless each one of these 8th graders. Bless them with joy, bless them with anticipation, bless them with an ongoing revelation of what you have for them. And bless them with a steady walk with you. Above all, Lord, guide them in your path. I pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Group of 7 all have distinct opinions about most things. But they were able to agree together, I think, to ask Mr. Lowell Hirschberger to give the commencement address. So, Mr. Hirschberger, let's give you your time.
What an amazing day, isn't it? Wow, quite the measure amount of love in a room. I don't know that roof we stay on, right? This is amazing. It's a really, really wonderful day. And it's a wonderful day for a couple of reasons, actually. Today is a wonderful day. I'm going to speak to the graduates now. You all can listen in. But today is an amazing day for you guys for one special reason. Let me explain. This is you when you were born, all right? This is your life on a timeline. This is you about 50 years from now. And you know, in your life, early in your life, most of the decisions in your life are made for you, right? Anybody here choose which family you were born into? Anybody here choose what race you were born in? Anybody choose what city you were born in? Anybody choose that you had to go to school? Right? So most of your life, up to now, your decisions have been made for you. At least most of the big decisions. And I think about my life, I'm in that later section there, right? And now, most of my decisions have actually already been made, right? I don't wake up in the morning thinking about where I'm going to go to work. I don't think about what my major in college should be. I don't think about what church I should go to. I don't think about what college I should go to or whether I should buy a house. All those decisions are made for me already, right? Or I made them already. So I don't have that many decisions to make, actually. So what about this little spot in between? That's when decisions are made. The biggest decisions. During this little window of life is when the biggest decisions that all of us make, right? And so, that's why today is an amazing day. Today is the day when you start making the biggest decisions of your life. And I like to think that this is not the last talk with a child, but this is the first talk with an adult. Because you're starting to make some incredible decisions. And I'd like to give you an opportunity to make one decision, maybe your first decision as an adult, today during this time. How do I make right decisions? It's hard. These are big decisions, right? A lot of pressure on a young person to make these big decisions, right? So how do you make the right decisions? I suggest you make the right decisions by making a couple of what I call sort of meta decisions, or decisions that affect other decisions, or decisions about how you make decisions, right? You with me? right? So my choice, my question, my decision that I want you to make, I'm going to explain it a little bit. But first of all, you all know the story of the talents, right? In the Bible, right? So this master is going to leave, right? And he gives 5 talents to one servant, 2 talents to another, 1 talent to another. He leaves, comes back, the person with 5 talents, did a good job, made a good decision, right? He's got 5 more. The person with 2 also made a decent decision. He's got 2 more. What about the person with 1 talent? I always felt a little sorry for this guy, right? He's only got 1 talent. What's he going to do? He's got a decision to make, right? And the master has actually pretty harsh words for this guy. But why? And I have to think this is actually the point of the whole parable, because this is the part where Jesus kind of explains, right? Up to now it's sort of basic, logical investment decisions. But listen to what the person with 1 talent says. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid, and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked and lazy servant. That still seems a little harsh to me, right? I mean, the guy was probably thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm going to lose my talent. I only have 1 to begin with. Oh, what do I do? But the key point, I think, is this, where it says, I knew that you were a hard man, so I was afraid. One option you have in making decisions is fear. And it's where a lot of us start, right? I'll never forget when I came to visit Linda for the first time in New York. There was this little knot in my stomach, all the way from the New Jersey Turnpike. All right? And it's a long way from the New Jersey Turnpike. I was fearful, right? It's kind of understandable. I think a certain amount of fear is sort of understandable when you start out. You guys probably have a few fears. Somewhat normal, right? But if I stayed there in that state of fear the whole time, what kind of relationship would I have, right? Fear is about self-preservation. In that moment, I wasn't really thinking that much about Linda. I was really thinking mostly about myself. I was thinking about how I looked. I was thinking, what am I going to say? Will she like me? Will she laugh at my jokes? Will she roll her eyes, right? These are the things I was thinking about. Self-protection, safety. You know, and this fear kind of has this appearance of godliness, because it's kind of like, okay, I'm not going to do anything wrong, right? I'm going to at least follow the rules, right? I can at least do the basics. I can at least sort of hunker down and not lose my 1 talent, as this guy was saying, right? It kind of has, and it does sort of have a sort of baseline goodness to it, right? Conscientious, and it feels logical, you know, like I'm going to be safe, play it safe, right? I don't want to screw up. But something's missing, right? Something's missing. The alternative, love. Fast forward the timeline about 9 months, right? I remember exactly where I was sitting on the top of a stone picnic table in Columbus, Ohio with Linda when I first told her I loved her. Right? And it was a very different kind of feeling, right? Very different kind of choice. In that moment, we had just talked about some really hard things, right? Some really sad things on her part and my part, right? But in that moment, I really felt, no, I really care about this lady, right? I care about what she's going through. She's going through some hard things at that time. And I really felt, I was like, yes, I love her, right? Contrast. You know, the Bible says there's no fear in love, right? They don't go together. You can't really have both at the same time. There's a contrast. Fear is about self-preservation, and love is about being vulnerable, right? Giving up that self-protection. So how do we make this choice? The choice before you is fear or love. Which one will you choose? There's a bridge. We all kind of start in fear, and you kind of make a bridge over to love. But you know what's really interesting I found about love? Is that love is kind of hard to get. And it's kind of hard to experience, right? It's kind of hard to choose. And it's not just a choice, actually. Though it is a choice. But it feels more like giving up than gritting your teeth. Because a lot of people, when they feel fear, and this is like a gazillion graduation speeches across the country are being given with words like, follow your dreams, you can do it, face your fears, conquer everything. Even today, I was going to a bookstore to look for a gift for you guys, and I was looking for a particular verse, and I couldn't find it. And you know what I did find? I found tons of things with that verse. I can do all things through Christ, right? We like that verse. I can, yes, I got courage, right? We want the courage and we want the accomplishment. But the verse I was talking about was much softer, actually much harder, right? Vulnerable, free, other focused, allows to express emotion, open to hurt, life-giving, somewhat unpredictable. You know, when I told Linda that I loved her, I don't know if she, in fact, she didn't say I love you back. She didn't in that moment, right? I hurt my feelings a little bit, but she wasn't ready, right? But, eventually she did. and so love is a little unpredictable, right? You don't quite know what's going to happen back. And so a lot of times we cower in fear. A little bit like the guy with the talent that Jerry did, right? You know, if you stop and think about it, the person with the 5 talents and the 2 talents, right? They had to give their talents away, right? The story doesn't really go into that, but you don't just make another 5 talents by keeping your 5 in your tent or wherever, right? They invested it. They bought some machinery, or they bought some land, or they did something with it, right? They had to give it away. They had to take some risks, right? So love requires you to give things away, to be vulnerable. And moving from fear to love is more like giving up than gritting your teeth. It's an act of faith, an act of grace, an act of spiritual war. There's a quote I like from Thomas Carton that says, "The root of Christian love is not the will to love, but the faith that one is loved." Love comes from God first, right? Another verse, this is love, not that we love God, but that He loved us. So the love doesn't really come from you, actually. Right? This choice of fear or love, it's not like, okay, do I choose to fear or do I choose to love? It's not quite that simple, right? And this is where it gets complicated, so stay with me for a second, right? It's not just a choice between fear or love, but it's between holding on to your fear or letting Him love you. Holding on to your fear or letting Him love you. That's your choice. Holding on to your fear or letting Him love you. It's told that in Mother Teresa's bedroom was found this little poem hanging on the wall. Do it anyway. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies, but succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. And the final analysis is between you and God, but we never be given that anyway. You know, Jesus told another story that I really like, about another master or father in this case, and 2 sons, right? You remember the story of the prodigal son, right? The younger son comes back, and the father runs out to him, embraces him, kisses him. He tries to kind of explain, but pretty soon he just surrenders, right? He just joins the feast. Eventually he just kind of gives up. It doesn't even quite seem like a choice. It's barely a choice, right? He just kind of like, he's got the new robe and the ring, and he just kind of like goes father told me to. Right? Beautiful picture. But think about the other son, right? And what does the other son do? He stays outside. He never does go in. He reminds me of the guy with the one talent, right? He's kind of afraid. He says, "You never gave me a calf. You never let me enjoy the good things, the good life." And the father's like, "You never asked. It was all yours. You could have had a calf every day," right? The same spirit, the spirit of fear, spirit of lack of trust in the Father, right? Lack of believing that the Master is good. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. One who fears is not made perfect in love. 1 John 4:18. So there you have a choice. Do you hold on to your fear, believing that the Master probably isn't actually that good anyway, and after all he's, God and holy and everything, right? Or do you let go of your fear and let Him love you? It's your choice. A little song I want to share with you. Let me pray with you first. Dear God, God, you're so good. We forget that. We think somehow fear is a little bit better, or somehow fear is more pious. God, you called it wicked. You invite us in. You invite us into this. God, I don't know where you're going to take these graduates, amazing group of young people here. But I pray most of all, that whatever they do, whatever decisions they make, will be based first on the fact that you love them more than they can imagine. In Jesus' name we pray.
We want to be where you are. We want to feel your beating heart. And where you go, we will go too. We want to be with you. There is no fear in your love. There is no shame in your life. Only the laughter of God, shaking the dead back to life. There is no fear in your love. There is no shame in your life. Only the mercy of God. Only impossible life. We wanna love just like you. We wanna break for the broken too. Lay down our lives for our friends. We wanna be like you. There is no fear in your love.
So my understanding is that each of these graduates is graduating valedictorian of their respective families. So I need to hear a speech from each one, and you guys know who's starting.
For those who don't know me, my name is Abigail, but most of you know me as Abby. So A-B-I, very specific. Now, while most speeches are of one's past to their present and briefly their future, mine is strictly on the future. I want to look forward to being better than what I was before, to be my absolute best. And with that, I'd like to share 26 small encouraging quotes that I wrote that I hope to apply. I mean, you can also make it personal to yourself. But aspire to be more, break bad habits, cherish precious memories, and do God's will. I want to explore the world around me and focus on God. I want to grow in faith and heed the advice that's given to me. I want to hope for the best and illuminate my life with the light of Christ. I want to journey in the unending mercies of God. I want to keep my loved ones close. I want to love freely, and I want to make memories. I want to navigate life's crazy seas with God by my side. I want to own my mistakes and pray without ceasing. I want to quiet my heart before God and risk everything for Him. I want to seek so that I may find and trust in the Lord. I want to use my knowledge that I have, not just store it. I want to view the people around me through God's eyes. I want to welcome change and extract knowledge from God's word. I want to yearn to love Him and to zone in completely 100% on God. And in closing, I'd like to thank all of you who have helped me with this journey. I'm graduating a year early and it was kind of tough. And through everything, just thank you and thank God.
I was trying to think about what I should share with you guys. I don't know what exactly graduation speech would look like, so I never graduated before, so I'm a little bit nervous. And yeah. So after thinking about it a little bit, I decided I would share just a few things that I've been learning in the past years. First thing I would like to share with you is, so for those who know me, I used to be terrified of coming in front and giving speeches. I mean, absolutely terrified. I would have rather broken both my arms than come up here and give a speech. So just the fact that I'm here right now and I'm going to the emergency room is a slight hope here. But probably the biggest change in my life has been my purpose. How many people know what a mission statement is? So, just looking back 2 or 3 years ago, my mission statement would have been something like maybe to have fun, make the world a better place. And basically that just meant that I lived however I felt like. I did whatever I felt like. I was disrespectful to authority. I lied a lot. My relationship with God was at a really bad place. And I knew I was wrong, but I couldn't change. So, and it wasn't until I realized something. I realized that the path that I was on was not going to take me where I wanted to go. I was going somewhere I did not want to. And I realized that I wasn't going to be able to make a change by myself. I realized that the only person who could make that change was God. And it scared me because I realized also that if God was going to help me make changes in the areas that I wanted to, I was going to have to surrender in the areas that I didn't want to. So I was so scared. Finally, I realized that
now I'd like to share with you my new mission statement. It's a little creative, but it's the words to the song "Jesus All for Jesus." That's why I chose this song. And I'm just gonna read it for you. My new mission statement is Jesus, all for Jesus, all I am and have and ever will to be. All my ambitions, hopes, and plans, I'll surrender these into your hands. It's only you know that I'm free. And I mean, that song really means a lot to me. I kind of want to make that my mission statement as I go forward, because I want to surrender all my ambitions, everything that I'm hoping to pursue in life after graduation, and surrender this to God, and let Him guide me in those areas. So, yeah, if there's anything I want you guys to remember from this speech, just remember that if there's something that you should be able to change in your life, remember that God can help you with it, but it's going to require that you surrender everything. It might be painful, it might hurt a little bit, but that's the right thing to do. And so, thank you for listening. God bless you.
But Jesus spoke in front of a lot of people too, so I guess I can do it. Thank you all for coming. I don't know a lot of you, but those who don't know me, my name is Melissa Combs. And so yeah, I wrote a graduation speech, unlike others, I guess. I want to let people see let you guys see part of me in my speech. So the fact that I can stand here today, I owe to the grace of God, the encouragement of friends and adults in my life, and the unselfish love of my parents. Today is another reminder of how greatly God has blessed me, especially throughout these last 4 years. I want to publicly bless my mom and my dad for the countless times they've cried with me,